friends, sit back and relax because honestly, the truth is stranger than fiction, and we're going to cover some of that right now. So, this is Thursday, June 29th, 2023. Let's start off with this. Okay. So, Christine Lagargoyle, you know who I'm talking about here. She literally is blaming inflation on climate change. Not just that, okay, but the European Union is now seeking ways to block out the sun to stop climate change. Because that's the cause of inflation. Climate change is the reason that we're seeing inflation around the world. It has nothing to do with central banks that have been on a mission to inflate like we've never seen before in the history of the world since the last meltdown just to keep things propped up. No, it's the sun. We're going to block out the sun, and that's going to make everything great. You know it is. Do you know how you can be absolutely certain that this is going to work? Because Lagargoyle says so. Oh, yes. And with regard to the other thing, you know who I'm talking about, I can't even... Bidenstein, touting his economic policies yesterday, how they're working, how great we're doing. And it's his policies. Yes. So let's see. It's his policies that are causing, inflation to surge out of control because that's part of the economy as well, right? I was just writing some stuff down this morning. Manufacturing and factory activity literally in the negative. Productivity in the negative. Trade deficit last month, $91 billion. That's his Bidenomics that's working. It's perfect and it's beautiful. You know it is. Now, on the back of that, we got some economic news this morning, and they want you to believe, again, this is the propaganda ministry. They want you to believe that U.S. GDP came in higher than expected in the face of manufacturing and factory activity in the negative, in the face of productivity in the negative, in the face of debts and deficits ballooning like we've never seen before. Oh, yes, that's true. So let's see. The Gargoyles got it right. The Thing has got it right too. And you and I guess we're just completely wrong. But seriously, what do you think about this? Honestly, Lagargoyle blaming inflation. Inflation is being caused by climate change. And they want to block out the sun. Make it up. Make this stuff up. You can't do it. Nobody could. It's an impossibility. But that's actually the case here. Oh, and with regard to the Federal Reserve has something they want you to know. They want you to know this. So sit back, take a deep breath. Let's do this together. Okay, nice. The Federal Reserve wants you to know that all the big banks passed their stress tests. Are you happy? Are you feeling really good about the fact that the Federal Reserve is telling you that the banking system is really, really strong and can survive some kind of a major economic catastrophe? Oh, I don't know about you, but that makes me all warm and fuzzy everywhere. I just may spray my shorts all over the place because I'm just so excited about this. How about you? Anyway, you can't possibly make this stuff up. It's impossible to do any of it. Anyway, let's look over at this. I was just, like I said, writing some stuff down. Let's look over at this market today. Very interesting goings on. You got the 10-year yield making a significant jump higher. Again, we are seeing clearly what are in our face signs of instability in the debt market, and you and I understand that the debt market is the one thing that's keeping this entire freak show from imploding on itself. Look, this is going to end in disaster on an epic scale. Beyond anyone's wildest dreams. That's really the truth. A lot of effort. In fact, I've never seen or even heard of anything like this before. But again, when we have seen the same scenario play out recently, which is a spiking or a jumping in the 10-year yield, which is the benchmark here in the United States, all of a sudden a miracle happens. Just a miracle. All of a sudden, bond yields drop, the market gets all giddy, and then things just lovely here. You can't have a situation like this go on and on and on and on and not be a terrible price to pay for this. Again, central banks, by artificially suppressing rates, have created an artificial environment unlike anything that has ever been seen before in the history of the world, keeping a doorway open for cash to move into stock markets or risk assets, hyperinflating a stock market bubble, malinvestment, cash coming out of things it should be going into, and vice versa. You know all this already. And we're seeing that. Again, this morning, we got the 10-year yield higher, relative strength of the dollar slightly higher. The MMRI, Mannarino Market Risk Indicator, again, free to you, free to everybody. Link in the description of this video is 243. 243. We know where the first line in the sand is. It's 250. But every time over the past several months that it looks like this market wants to roll over, every single time the MMRI gets close to 250, a miracle happens again. And, it's just because people just got to own that debt. They got to own it. No, it's the Fed. They're buying it all as usual. This is their goal. Central banks, that's their end game, to own it all, to buy it all. You know that. So watch what's going to happen. In my view, gauging from what we've seen, and also from the Joe Bidenomics, economic thing, because he's the greatest president in the history of the world. There's an effort here to make the man look like some kind of a man god, that he's saved us all. We're all doing fantastic, and we're going to get the right guy for the job next time. Vomitous mass. I can't stand him. I can't listen to him talk. I can't look at him. I'm serious. It's like I want to puke. But that's just me, and of course and I know I'm going to get hate mail because of this every single time I say something negative about vomitous mass. You wouldn't believe the negative, the hate mail I get, and every time, without fail. So that thing over there has a pretty big fan club. Either that or it's some kind of bot thing. I have no idea. Anyway, stock futures are higher, at least as I am doing this. Trading didn't start for 32 minutes from the time I am doing this video blog. 10-year yield higher, relative strength of the dollar higher. As I said, MMRI 243. Check this out for yourself. Let's play a little game, you and me. Let's have some fun, okay? Again, in the description of this video is a link to my website, which will, right at the top of the second page, which it'll take you right to, you'll see the MMRI. Let's see what they do. Let's say if some miracle happens today or tomorrow, all of a sudden MMRI yield drops, things get all lovely. All right, so on the back of that, also we got gold and silver under some pressure, not much. You got crude oil under some pressure after yesterday's pretty astonishing gain. You got cryptocurrencies catching a bid here. That's where we stand. But let me ask you this, honestly, we're friends, right? We can talk about anything. Do you believe, even slightly, that the manipulation, the fakery in this market is going to stop? Again, to me, this market has become an entity among itself, only because, again, it's being faked by the runaway Federal Reserve and central banks who are determined to keep rates suppressed. Meanwhile, out of the other side of their mouth, they're telling us, yesterday during the little conference, we had the gargoyle and the thing vowing on their knees that they're going to fight inflation. They're going to get a handle on this. Well, they're the same entities that did this, people. Please, someone explain this to me. How is it that convince me that I should trust that the central banks who have caused this problem deliberately are going to, by some miraculous event, fix it? Can someone explain that to Greg Mannarino in a way that if I were like a Cocker Spaniel, I would understand it? Because I don't get it. I don't think anyone gets it here. And why again? I can't take it. You see, I'm going to have a meltdown. Why is it there is zero accountability? Can someone explain that to me as well? Why? Again, I mean, never once has some Federal Reserve president or the chair himself is pulled before a congressional committee that's supposed to be on our side. They really care about us. They never asked that question. Where's the accountability? How is it that in this case, the Federal Reserve or any central bank has allowed this thing to manifest itself? And no one says, hey, you know what? You guys caused this problem. All of you. So are we really supposed to trust that you're going to fix it? But it seems like our policymakers, they all trust it. And of course, President Thing himself said that we should trust the Federal Reserve. Do you remember that like a couple of months ago? Yeah, have faith in the Federal Reserve because they really are on our side. That should tell you something. That should really freaking tell you something. You know, I'm getting dizzy. Maybe I'm going to stroke out. Oh, I tell you, people, this stuff gets to me like you have no idea. It really, I just can't take it anymore. I probably need a vacation. All right, anyway, look, we covered a lot in this video, so I want to hear from you. What do you think about this grand idea of blocking out the sun to stop climate change because climate change is the reason for inflation? And you know it's true because LaGargoyle said so. And if LaGargoyle says so, it must be true. On the same page, you and me? Make it up. Make any of this stuff up. It's impossible. Oh, I can't take it anymore. All right, I'm out of here. This guy here loves you a lot from the heart. People, I'm going to ask you to do me a favor here. If I covered anything that's important, do you think people need to hear? Thumbs up. Okay, those thumbs up are valuable. Gets the video seen. It gets it out there. Share the video. And please comment as well, all right? I'll see all of you later for my live stream, 1:05 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Hey, I got it right that time, all right? See you later.